Hi, I'm Deborah Dahab, your expat coach and intercultural psychologist. And today I'm going to talk about researching your new destination. So I've seen so many people make huge mistakes when researching their new destination that I decided to create a video with tips on how to do that will be more productive and more effective and ultimately prepare you better for your move abroad. If you like this video, please share the love and comment if what you liked about it, what you would like to hear in the future. It can help me create videos that are relevant for what you want, for your needs. Now, when researching about a new destination, there are many aspects that people take into account. So I'm going to narrow down a suggestion, something that I share with my clients that they should do and be mindful of when researching. I'll give you some practical examples to make it clear. So let's say that you are researching, for example, something related to cost of living, right? And I have a whole video about planning financially, and I will link it here in this video that can help you also. But actually, what prompted me to create this video was a question I saw in a Facebook group that basically asked, are clothes expensive in country X? And the amount of answers, and they varied from A to Z, right? Basically because the question was not correctly formulated. It was a vague question, and this prompted me to help you create better questions. The better your questions, the more accurate your answers. So let's say you want to know if clothes are expensive. First of all, define clothes. Are you talking about basic clothes, casual clothes? Or are you talking about more sophisticated clothes? So define what you are looking for as specific as you can get. So let's say, for example's sake, that you wanted to look for casual clothes, then look into the brands that you buy currently. Let's say it's, Gap, Benetton, or whatever. So nowadays, these brands are global. So you can actually look online, search trustworthy sources. Facebook is usually not one of the trustworthy sources, and see for yourself if a pair of jeans, a Gap pair of jeans in the country you're going to move to is cheap or expensive, because cheap and expensive are very relative terms. So do your research. Ask the question very specifically. Define very specifically what you are looking for. Then do the research yourself. It's a bit lazy to go on Facebook and ask that, because and ultimately you're going to get, like I mentioned, answers that go from A to Z, and you might even get more confused. So when you know what you want, you can go directly to the sources and ask and research, and then find for yourself. And what then are you going to do in social media? Because they do have they play an interesting role, is confirm your findings. So after you have done your research, after you have looked online at Gap or Benetton or whatever these brands are that you're looking for clothes, then confirm. Look, I saw that a pair of jeans cost X amount of money. Is that true? Are there, how frequently are the sales? When are the sales? So these kinds of things are aspects that people will confirm your findings or not, right? So this is one really important part, to be very specific on what you want to search for. Look directly at the sources of information that are trustworthy, and then on social media, confirm your findings. Now, one last thing I would like to share with you, that it's important to be mindful of when you are doing your research. We have a cognitive bias, as we, I mean human beings. We have a cognitive bias, which is a shortcut to our thinking that makes us pay more attention and absorb the information more and remember more the facts and the evidence that confirms what we already believe, consciously or unconsciously. Now, why is this important? Because when you're doing your research, you will find answers that might vary. And if you're not conscious of this confirmation bias, you might come to conclusions that do not take into account evidence that says otherwise, that contradicts what you believe or what you want to believe. This sounds a little bit theoretical, I know, but it's basically when I'll give you an example unrelated to traveling. This is very common, for example, in political polls when there's an election. So you can get answers. You can get answers from, poll A, poll B, poll C, with different results, different projections, and we tend to retain the information from the poll that confirms the result that we want to have in the election. And that's true for everything. So I will put a link in the description that explains a little bit more of this confirmation bias, and beware of that. So how can you counteract that? You can ask for other people to look into your conclusions of your research. So ask for someone from the outside to take a look and to ask you questions. And these questions will help you realize if you are biased or unbiased in your conclusions and how you're performing your research. And this is true for any kind of research you're doing from your new destination. Cost of living, deciding where to live, deciding a school for your kids to go to, anything really. So it's really important that you follow these steps. Be specific, do your own research, confirm with others, for example, social media, and beware of confirmation bias. Now, if you are preparing for your move abroad, I have an e-course that I launched just recently, and it has everything you need to start your international move in a place of confidence and calm. There are tips to reduce the overwhelm, to deal with the practical issues, with packing, with making new friends. And I invite you to take a look at the link in the description below so you can see for yourself if there's a match, if that's something that would interest you. And I will love to see you on the other side. Whoever enrolls in the course also gets one session with me, one coaching session with me, 60 minutes, so you can dive even deeper and ask specific questions, and it will be a pleasure to work with you. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.